everyone, welcome to Enhanced English. My name is Dawn and today we are going to talk about more phrasal verbs. So phrasal verbs, as you know and as you have seen on my channel, are vast. There are so many phrasal verbs in the world of English and we use them all the time without realizing it. And I'm talking about native English speakers. Native English speakers use phrasal verbs so often that we don't know when we are using them. And so, understandably, as a person who is learning English, it would be really difficult to understand them or even to use them in your own ways because it's not a common thing in other languages. So, today we're going to talk about a few of my favorites that you can use in literally everyday language. All right, the first one we're going to talk about is come across. When you come across something, it means that you find something or you accidentally find information about something. And it doesn't have to be information, it could also be a person. Maybe you come across somebody that you're like, oh, I just came across this incredible interviewer. I think we can make a really good networking connection relationship so that we can have him in our business, that kind of thing. When you come across a new person, a new information, something that can be really beneficial for you.
We'll come across him tomorrow, I reckon.
This next one should be used with caution because some people don't like it when you say this, but cheer up. So when you tell somebody to cheer up, the intention is that maybe they are sad and you want them to be happy. So you say, hey, cheer up. Now, again, use it with caution, especially to women. It's kind of like telling a woman to calm down or chill out. It's not taken so lightly. It's not received so well. So this is one of those, like, cheer up. Use it with caution.
Cheer up. Can we just celebrate?
This next one is call off. When you call off something, that means you are canceling something. Maybe you are calling off a wedding. Like, oh, God forbid, that sounds like a very expensive, sad story. But if you call off something, then again, it's something that's canceled, something is not going to happen anymore. Call off.
For that, you want to call off the wedding?
This next one is deal with. So, for example, when you have to solve a problem or if you have to do action, some kind of action to make a better solution, then that means that you have to deal with something. So, for example, maybe your boss says, hey, can you come to work today? And you say, no, I have to deal with my children. Maybe your children are screaming, they are crying, they're sick, whatever. I have to deal with sick children. I can't come into work today. So that's the idea. You have to do something because maybe there's not a better option and you have to handle it yourself.
But it's something we have to do and we have to deal with it.
This next one is light and fun, and that is get together. So when you say, hey, let's have a get together, that means let's literally get together. Let's have a party, let's have a barbecue, let's celebrate each other, let's have a get together. So it really means you can use it as a noun or a verb. Let's have a get together is like another way of saying let's have a party. Or you can say let's get together, which means yeah, let's have a meeting together, let's have coffee together, like something in terms of planning a fun event with some other people.
I thought we should get together and talk.
All right, this next one is look after. This can be used in a wide range of different ways and in different times and in different scenarios, situations, but here are a couple different ways that you can use look after. But first, let's talk about the definition of look after. So, for example, when you look after, that means that you are showing care. You are showing that you are making sure that person, that individual is the best that they can be. So for example, maybe you have really elderly parents. Maybe they need help getting around the house. Maybe they need help with basic things like eating. So maybe you look after them because they cannot do it alone, but you can help take care of them. You can care for them. Same with babies. Babies literally don't know what they're doing ever, as they are still small. Like they don't know how to walk. They don't know how to eat properly. That's when you look after them. You have to look after babies because they cannot do it themselves. But of course, you can use look after in terms of yourself. So if you want to look after yourself, maybe that means that you want to make sure you are eating healthy, that you are doing exercises, you look after yourself, you wash your face every day, you wear sunblock every day. Those are little elements of looking after yourself, taking care of yourself. I'm going to look after you. This next one is kind of piggybacking after the last one, which is put together. So when somebody is put together, it can be kind of like a way of saying like, wow, they look like they really take care of themselves. Maybe it's a woman who has a great body. Maybe she has beautiful makeup on. She has gorgeous hair. It's flowing, it's volumized. All of those things. She looks very put together. And so that can be a very big compliment to somebody. If you maybe see your mom next time you see her and she has a great dress on, she has her hair all nice and her makeup done, you could say, hey mom, you look very put together. And so she should take it very nicely.
You're a police officer and you seem so straight and put together without any problems.
Now this next one can be for people. Again, it can be used as like an adjective, but it is a show off. When we talk about show off, it can be for anybody who is kind of like expressing something very boastfully in a way that's very like, I have this and you don't. So that is very boastful. So that is show off. Somebody who is a show off or somebody who is showing off. You can use it both ways, as a noun, as a verb. So for example, you could say, we love our cousin Derek, but sometimes he's a show off. And that could mean maybe he shows that he has lots of money. Maybe he shows that he travels the world, like those kinds of things. His Instagram is ridiculously perfect. So that's the idea, a show off.
They just did it to show off.
This next one is extremely common and it can be used in so many different situations and scenarios, and that is turn down. So when you talk about turn down, just think of it as the word rejection, because when you use turn down, it's always having to do something really negative and something that is a rejection. So in movies, especially like kid dramas, teenage dramas, you can usually hear like, they turned me down. Maybe that means, I asked a girl out on a date and she turned me down. She rejected me. Or maybe I was at work and I had this amazing proposal for my boss, but he turned it down. Like he hated the idea, so he rejected it. Or I applied for Harvard University. I'm so excited. I can't wait to go to Harvard. But the admissions turned down my application. So that is a very common phrasal verb. I really recommend that you try to use this and implement it into your everyday life.
You'd have to be crazy to turn down all that money.
All right, this next one is settle down. So this can be used two ways, probably even more actually, but two ways of using settle down is to, one, kind of like asking usually a group of people to kind of like calm down or get into the right space, the right thinking space. Maybe it's for a meeting. Maybe you have like a group of people and you're trying to tell people like, okay, like let's settle down because we have to start this meeting. So instead of them talking about their weekends, be like, okay, let's settle down, let's get started. Or we can use settle down when we are talking about people and their decisions in usually life in general. So for example, when you're young, you want to travel, you want to go meet people, explore new places, go to new schools, all these things. Like that's what a lot of younger people do. And then maybe they will find a spouse, a husband, a wife, whoever, and they stay somewhere, they get married, they have kids, they settle down. Instead of going everywhere, living a gypsy life, which I love the gypsy life. But finally, maybe you will settle down. So you will maybe stop all of that craziness and then you're like, okay, we're gonna plant our roots and we are going to settle down in one spot.
All right, let's settle down. Everybody settle down.
All right, so these are just a few very everyday idioms that native English speakers use all the time. If you want to learn more phrasal verbs, I have an entire playlist for you. So check it out over here and I will see you next time. Bye.